Hi, my name's Carla Ferraro, and I'm an Associate Professor of Marketing in the School of Business, Law and Entrepreneurship at Swinburne University. I wanted to share some research I've been working on with a colleague at Swinburne and one of our industry partners, the General Store, which is a leading strategic and creative innovation agency. For the last couple of months, we've been talking about and writing about the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion, which I'll refer to as DEI in short. We know that this area is of critical importance and has been for some time. What we've seen in recent years, however, through other related social movements, Me Too, Black Lives Matter, but also the experience of the pandemic for many people and some of the social unrest that was seen during that time, is that conversations and actions in the business world have really accelerated. We know from other research that DEI is a strategic priority for brands. But we also know that real progress has been slow. There are many reasons for this, but what we know and what we've heard from brand managers is that there is a lack of guidance about how to fully embrace DEI. So what we've done is we've profiled the consumer perspective and the brand perspective. From the perspective of consumers, we know that DEI really is a reflection of their self-identity. It can also enhance their sense of purpose and be a strong motivator for action. In terms of motivating action, it's important to say that it can be both positive and negative. Embracing DEI as a brand can motivate consumers to engage with the brand and ideally become a consumer and develop a relationship with the brand. But if DEI is perceived as inauthentic or the effort is perceived as poor on part of the brand, it can also motivate negative action. And if we think about actions like boycotts or boycotts, even cancellations, these effects can be really detrimental for the brand. From the perspective of brands do understand that DEI needs to be a holistic organizational focus. So we're talking about all functions, all roles, all people within the organization actually aligning to this way of operating. We also know from the perspective of brands that it really is about social cultural responsibility and relevance, as well as aligning the values of the brand with the values of consumers. To fully embrace DEI, brands need to establish principles, practices, and performance objectives that span all of their areas of influence. So the workplace, the marketplace, and society more broadly. But this certainly isn't an easy task. And for many brands, this in itself is overwhelming. Where do you start? What do you do? And what if you do something wrong? This can create paralysis and essentially stop brands from taking any action. In terms of key considerations for brands to fully embrace DEI, we've identified 4. The first is about failure to act or poor action, which generally represents itself as a misalignment, oversight, or complete absence of DEI values and practices. And this can be the result of a lack of cooperation, a lack of knowledge, or fear within the organization, which really prevents any action being taken on part of the brand. The second consideration is around perceived inauthenticity, where consumers and other stakeholders may perceive the brand's response to be more symbolic versus substantiated. The third consideration is about the importance of upholding DEI values in both physical and virtual worlds. And as we know, many brands today are starting to experiment with virtual worlds and develop a presence and engage with consumers and other stakeholders in this realm. So those DEI values are really important to embrace and reflect regardless of the environment that the brand is engaging with. The final consideration is around data bias and measurement issues, where the potential for bias within data collection, data management, and also use in terms of making key decisions for the brand is addressed. We've also identified 4 key opportunities for brands to fully embrace DEI. The first is about driving positive social change. So this involves actively being part of and can also involve leading the transformation of existing marketplace practices to better align with DEI values. The second opportunity is about appealing to more diverse audiences. Importantly, this is about appealing to a wider audience of consumers, but also a wider talent pool in terms of employees of the brand. The third opportunity is about gaining competitive advantage. So, as well as being a moral and a strategic imperative for brands, embracing DEI can also become a really strong economic one and create competitive advantages in a number of areas. The final opportunity we discussed is around leveraging collaborative partnerships, where brands can identify other brands, other partners to work with to actually create new initiatives and really get a foothold in terms of embracing and demonstrating DEI-related practices.